of research that could prevent more women from dying of postpartum hemorrhage. So let's get started. Please welcome to the stage Dr. Khadija.
Hello. I come from Kano, Nigeria. Kano is a beautiful place with rolling hills, colorful festivals with horses and music, and warm, diverse people. But walking in the clinics, we see a different picture. As an obstetrician, I can bear witness of the enormous suffering of my people because my country has the highest number of maternal death in the world. I've watched the life leave a woman's body as she bleeds out, giving birth. I've seen women wishing the death of their children to save them from the cycle of pain and poverty they had to endure themselves. These women are my neighbors, they're my friends, and even my family. My first cousin, who I love dearly, is one such woman. She came to me for her 4th pregnancy. She had already delivered 3 healthy babies with me. Early in her stay, her blood pressure spiked. So my colleagues and I decided to induce her for normal labor. And she went into labor, normal practice. I went about my business in the hospital, doing my rounds and caring for other patients. After a while, I walked into the labor ward to check on her. What I saw would never leave me. Blood was flowing out of her like a tap. I put on my gloves and began treating her, massaging the uterus, using all the drugs I had, trying to stop the bleeding. But it wasn't working. She was looking up at me, begging me to look after her babies after her death. In that moment, it was hard to think as a physician. In that moment, I was just her cousin. We performed a hysterectomy and blood transfusion. We gave her 6 pints of blood. That's almost the whole blood volume of a woman. And I sat by her side until the next morning, watching her every inhale and exhale until I knew she had made it. Not everyone is so lucky to have a family member who is an obstetrician. I couldn't stop thinking about how unfair that was. That's when I realized something. I could save 1 or 2 lives at a time as an obstetrician, but I could save 100,000 lives by becoming a medical researcher. I decided to focus my research on areas that affect the lives of women, such as postpartum hemorrhage, PPH. That is what my cousin endured. It is the #1 cause of maternal death, not just in Nigeria, but all over the world. Postpartum hemorrhage means losing more than half a liter of blood within 24 hours of childbirth. 14 million women experience this every year, and approximately 70,000 die from it. In a study we called Emotive, my fellow researchers and I discovered that half of the women who have PPH are never even diagnosed. That's because healthcare workers are busy and struggle with how much blood loss is too much blood loss. The solution to this is almost shockingly straightforward. A simple drape that hangs at the edge of the bed so that you can see a fast and accurate measurement of collected blood. In a busy labor ward, this can be the difference between life and death. Our study also found out when postpartum hemorrhage is actually identified, the standard treatment of uterine massage, oxytocin drugs, tranexamic acid, IV fluids, and genital tract examination are often delivered one by one. over several hours. We asked ourselves, why don't we bundle these interventions, administering all the 5 at once? And so we tried it, and we decreased cases of severe bleeding by 60%. Often, we didn't need anything complicated to save lives, just a drip and a change of protocol. But these simple changes have huge benefits, life-saving benefits. Thanks to research, we know that without a doubt. Imagine a world where these treatments are available in every one-room clinic, every labor ward, and every hospital. How many mothers would be saved? That's the work that is left for us to do. And I hope we can do it together. Thank you.
Goalkeepers, please welcome Sally Krawcheck.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Good. So my first real job on Wall Street was being a equity research analyst. There, I learned to research investment options, think long-term, and take calculated risks. If a proposal came across my desk